DD India of election day and counting day as well in Bihar. You're watching our comprehensive coverage here on DD India. We continue to focus on the elections and the counting of votes as they take place in Bihar. News just coming in, the NDA alliance now leading on 191 seats. First up, the headlines.
NDA races past a two-third majority mark in early trends as counting underway amidst tight security. Stellar performance by the BJP and JDU as RJD and Congress fall behind in early trends. Celebrations underway in BJP and JDU offices.
Delhi bomber Dr. Umar Muhammad's house in Jammu and Kashmir demolished by security forces. Two hybrid terrorists, Shabbir Najjar and Shabbir Mir, arrested on Thursday. Security tightened across Delhi as probe into the deadly Red Fort blast expands. Traffic police asks travellers to reach early to avoid queues at airports and railway stations.
And breaking news coming in at this point in time, the National Democratic Alliance, which has been ruling in Bihar for the last 20 years, is now crossing the three-fourth majority mark. The three-fourth majority mark is 183, but the NDA is currently at 191 seats. If we look at the trends that have come up so far, the Mahagathbandhan is far behind at 49 seats. That is the opposition alliance far behind in early trends. 122 is the simple majority mark. 162 is the two-third majority mark. 183 is the three-fourth majority mark. Currently, NDA, as Ramesh was saying, is at 191 seats, followed by the MGP, which is far behind. If we look at the political parties, then JDU is leading the pack on 83 seats, followed by BJP closely at 80 seats, followed by the RJD, which is way down from what it was at 70 plus last time around. It is at 36 now. The Congress too has fallen quite hard from its earlier tally. It is now just leading on 6 seats, and the LJP making it big. It had last time around just one seat, and now it is on 23 seats, perhaps because now LJP is part of the NDA and better vote transfer taking place within the alliance, which was a bigger alliance this time around with both LJP and RLM in the party or in the alliance that is the NDA.
Right, so it's just 3 hours after counting began this morning at 8. It's now past 11 in the morning, and the early trends indicate, as we have put out on our screens, the NDA leading on at least 190 seats and counting, way past the magic number of 122 needed for a simple majority. So the takeaways at this moment as we speak, the NDA leading on 191 seats and counting, the voters indicating or suggesting that they want to repose faith in the tried, tested and trusted governance of Nitish Kumar and Prime Minister Modi at the centre. It's a decisive verdict in favour of the ruling NDA alliance, a pro-incumbency as it were, and the women and youths voting in large numbers in favour of the ruling NDA as well. The MY factor, the Mahila Yuva factor, working for the NDA on the ground if these trends numbers hold, which in all likelihood it will.
With the early trends favouring the Janata Dal United, State Party President Umesh Kushwaha says that Nitish Kumar is set to return. The JDU office is upbeat with leaders confident that the numbers will hold. DD India's Gautam Roy has been tracking reactions from ground as counting gains momentum across Bihar.
The initial trends are indicating that the NDA will be back, and perhaps you'll see Nitish Kumar enhancing his tenure as Chief Minister of Bihar once again into unprecedented territories. We have Umesh Kushwaha with us. He's the JDU's Bihar president. Let's speak to him. It seems that congratulations could be in order, Umesh, in just a while from now when we have firmer trends. But what do you make of the initial trends? They seem to be bearing out the exit polls and showing that the increased record mandate that this time Bihar's voters have delivered have gone in your favor mostly.
कि आप लोग ने जो एग्जिट पोल को आप लोगों ने जो पेश किया उससे भी बेहतर ऐतिहासिक परिणाम होने वाला है। जो जनता का जो भरोसा हमारे नेता पर किया है, जनता को मैं आपके चैनल के माध्यम से उन सभी को आभार प्रकट करता हूं, पूरे बिहार की जनता को, कि हमारे नेता के जो काम है, हमारे नेता की जो उपलब्धि है, उस पर जनता ने भरोसा जताया है, विकास और विश्वास हमारे नेता पर किया है, और जो सुशासन है और विकास है उस पर मोहर लगाई है, और जो परिणाम है थोड़ा देख लीजिए, इंतजार कर लीजिए, 12 बजे के बाद स्पष्ट आप लोग को दिखाई देगा। जो परिणाम है ऐतिहासिक होगा।
Rivals, because we had Tejasvi Yadav saying that he'll take oath on the 18th. We had other leaders saying that situation will be like Nepal if the
तेजस्वी जो है वो आप देख रहे हैं कि हसीन मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपना देख रहे हैं, और जिस तरह के माहौल अभी सुनील सिंह ने जिस पर आप चर्चा भी कर रहे थे, जिस पर क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे, तो क्या अराजकता कब फैलाना चाह रहा है? जो 2005 के पहले का जो स्थिति था उसमें बिहार के लोग जाना नहीं चाह रहे हैं। जो अभी जिस तरह से एमएलसी ने बोला, जिस तरह से उनके नेता बोल रहे हैं, तो ये तो बिहार देख रहा है, बिहार की जनता देख रहा है। पहले ही चुनाव परिणाम आने से पहले इस तरह से धमकी, तो ये जनता कभी माफ़ करती है? जनता सब चीज़ देखती रहती है, जनता समझती है। और कौन लोग हमारे जनता समझती है कि कौन लोग कोरा बोलते हैं, कौन लोग काम की बात करते हैं। हमारे नेता ने हमेशा वोट की चिंता नहीं किया, हमारे नेता ने वोटरों की चिंता किया है कि आप कैसे सामाजिक आर्थिक शैक्षणिक स्थिति कैसे बेहतर कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए हमारे नेता ने काम किया।
JDU state president pretty assured that these initial trends will bear out in the final results as well in Bihar elections, and Nitish Kumar will return to the chief minister's chair for a record 5th term. And as for the opponents, he said the kind of remarks that they've been making, they're only exposing themselves further to the people of Bihar. With camperson Vicky Rajput, Gautam Roy, TD India in Patna.
Right, so just to recap the news coming in, BJP led NDA combined leading on 191 seats and counting. We still have with us our guest, Mr. Iyer, in the studio with us. Also joining us from Patna is our colleague Deepika Mehta. Deepika, over to you.
Yes, Ramesh, this is a remarkable figure when we talk about, and we had a word with many of the BJP members also. However, one of the BJP member who also happens to be the spokesperson for the media, he said that they will try to keep the celebrations low-key because of the Delhi blast. So they don't want the celebrations to go on a very higher note, because they are also concerned of the number of deaths that have occurred in that Delhi blast. Hence the reason is why the celebrations are low-key at the BJP headquarters. But again, the excitement is really high amongst the party workers here. We had a word with different sort of party members, and especially the women here, because we had a word, we went on the ground, and when we talk about especially places like Araval and Jahanabad, where caste system was once voted for, that also is vouching for change now, because BJP is also, as per the current trend, emerging as the leaders from these places as well, from these seats as well, which means that people are rising above the caste issue, are rising above the MY factor, which was earlier the Muslim and Yadav factor, but has now turned, it has transformed into the Mahila and youth factor. Gen Z have come out in large numbers, they voted for development, and I think this is the wave of development that is making the wind blow towards the NDA government here.
Yes, Deepika, we know that a number of rounds have been counted so far. How many more rounds to go? Is there any likelihood of the MGB being able to redeem itself a little, because we are now getting news that Tejasvi Yadav is trailing from Raghopur?
Yes, if we track down the records, the trends as of now, Tejasvi Yadav, who was leading since the morning, is now trailing back, and apart from him, there are other key seats where the opposition party members, they were in the early hours of the vote count. Yes, they were leading, but now they are trailing, which means seems like a clean sweep for NDA alliance here, with both the key parties taking a lead over here, and especially the key leaders. And we heard Tejasvi Yadav once again saying that he said that he would be blaming the officers if something goes wrong, because he believes that it is the rigging of the votes that is leading all the results towards BJP's or NDA's in NDA's favor. But now it remains to be seen that how Tejasvi Yadav is going to react to this particular result trend, because we saw for the first time a very, very fair, without any hassles, without any complaints. All the constituencies were underwent a very fair and free democratic process of polling as well, and even the counting process is being taken care of very nicely. And the Rath Yatra is now going on outside the BJP headquarters, celebrating the victory of the NDA alliance. So this is the latest that we are tracking for you from the BJP headquarters here in Munmun.
Right, Deepika, stay on. We'll come back to you momentarily. Mr. Iyer, coming to you now. How do you interpret these numbers that are coming in 191 and counting, going to the NDA, crossing the the 3/4 mark, way past the 122 number that's needed for a simple majority, and except Seemanchal, perhaps all the other 6 regions voting decisively in favor of the NDA?
Yeah, this is, I think, a complete sweep, I would say. This is unprecedented for the NDA or for any party for a long time in Bihar, where we are seeing collapse of opposition. If the trends indicating Tejasvi Yadav himself is struggling in his home ground of Raghupur, I think that's very terrible news for the opposition. And also the fact, the collapse of the Congress, the second most important partner in the Bhagatbandhan, that also shows somewhere down the line, they just lost in terms of issues to be projecting themselves as an alternative to Nitish Kumar-led government. And this is a positive vote that is coming. This is a pro-incumbency vote, which is what we heard the NDA leaders right from the Prime Minister throughout the campaigning emphasizing this is going to be a historical verdict. And as trends indicate, it is indeed going to be a historical verdict.
Absolutely. Looking at the numbers, the BJP has outperformed itself, because it had got 74 last time around. Now it's at 82, leading on 82 seats. If we look at the JDU, it was at 43, and it's the best, almost the best performer, because again it's a neck and neck still between the BJP and the JDU. The LJP had got just 1 seat. It's at 23. So the entire alliance arithmetic, it seems, has worked. And like one of our guests was also earlier saying, that the NDA managed to get its cards together, its boat together in a sense, whereas the MGP was still fighting over seats. And even we saw that on around 12 seats, there were friendly fights from within the MGP. So do you think that the way they handled the alliance has worked in their favor, particularly the performance of LJP and how the vote transfers happened from one constituent to another constituent within the NDA?
Indeed, Munmun, you have put everything in the correct perspective, I would say, because, see, last time, Lok Jan Shakti Party, Chirag Paswan, he left the NDA and contested again in all the seats. And
against the JDU particularly. They were contesting
and he turned a
against the
spoiler.
JDU. Yes.
And in the process, he also lost. I mean, his own party performed very badly.
That was despite the sympathy that was there after
for his father,
Ramvilas Paswan's death.
But this time, he not only stayed along, and because he had returned to NDA soon after that, and then stayed along, and then he also supported Nitish Kumar. See, that was a very positive, and Paswan vote is a key factor in all the constituencies of Bihar. It's one element of Dalit vote which I would say is a key player in all the constituencies. So you mentioned about the social combinations or the social coalition, because NDA is not just about political coalition. So what we saw was BJP bringing in the non-OBC votes. You had the Nitish Kumar himself being a Kurmi leader representing only 3%, but then he had emerged as a leader who represents a large rainbow of coalition of social coalition.
Shekhar sir, is this a wave election? Because this is nothing short of a wave. This has gone way past the 3/4 majority mark.
Well, everybody who went to cover Bihar elections kept on saying that there are silent voters, there are undercurrents. Nowadays, journalists don't talk
Nobody
about
saw
waves.
this tsunami coming?
So everybody is talking because everybody felt, and also, Bunwan, we have to see one thing. Jan Swaraj Party, the Prashant Kishore's party, which promised to be a spoiler for everybody, has also collapsed. I mean, we first heard they were leading in 3 seats. I'm not sure whether they are leading even in 1.
They're not leading on any.
Though in terms of visibility, in terms of the campaign, they I would say at one point they were even hogging the show.
Indeed. Let's take a moment to go across to our colleague Abhishek, who is joining us from the election news desk with the latest polling data. Abhishek.
Ramesh, India in fact is crossing the majority mark in early trends, and that has actually told us the broader picture. Like you were also saying, it's a tsunami. NDA 191 and Mahagathbandhan at 48 according to early trends. But again, let's break it down further. If we have a look at the VIP seats here, so if you go to Raghopur, all right, so Tejasvi Prasad, he's leading here, but the margin here is so less, and we were getting the updates also that Tejasvi Yadav is behind, but here it says that he's leading, but the margin is too less, so the picture can change anytime soon, and it shows that Satish Kumar is trailing from BJP. And if we go back, Ramesh, so if you go to Lakhisarai, so Vijay Sinha is leading from BJP, and the vote margin is 1,937, which is also very less. According to the early trends, he has got 9,170 votes, and Amresh Kumar is trailing from Congress. He has got 7,233 votes. If you go to Tarapur here, so Samrat Chaudhary, a big name here, so he's leading from BJP, 11,648, and look at the vote margin also, 1,339. Remember, we are talking about the VIP seats here in Bihar. If you go to Mokama, we showed this earlier also. Let's see if there are any changes in this seat. Anand Kumar Singh is still leading with, according to the early trends, he's got 26,229 votes, nearly 26,000 votes, and look at the vote margin. It's a big vote margin, 11,055, and RJD's Veena Devi is trailing. She's got 15,174 votes. And if we go back, if we see the region-wise leads so far, so 191 the overall figure, and Mahagathbandhan NDA is leading with a huge margin. And if we break it down further, if we go to Tirut here, so in 2020, so this is the comparison between the last elections and Bihar election 2020, and this is the lead that we are showing you. BJP got 25 seats last time around in 2020. They're leading with 22 here in 2025. JDU got 6 seats. They're leading with 14. So there's a huge difference there. LJP could not open their account. They're leading with 5 seats now. And Congress 2 and 2, RJD 13 they had got in 2020, and 6 they're leading with 6 seats now. We were talking about Tirut in particular, and Mithila, if you talk about, this is also a very important region. BJP had got 11 seats here in Mithila last time around. 11 they're leading with this time around 2, and JDU had got 9 seats here in 2020, 13. So there's a margin of 4 seats here. LJP is 0-0 in 2020 also. They could not open their account. Congress 0 and 1. RJD also, they had won 7 seats in 2020. They're leading with 3 in 2025. So if you go to Simanchal also, so BJP, they had won 8 in 2020, 2025 they're leading with 7. So these are the figures of Simanchal. LJP, again, they were 0 in 2020. Again, they're leading with 3 seats here. And if we go back, if we talk about the region-wise leads also, Okay, we can talk about important districts also. So these are the important districts when we spoke earlier also in the morning, Patna, Muzaffarpur and Gaya. If we talk about Patna in particular, we were talking about that this will set the tone for the elections, for the counting also. These are the candidates who are leading from Patna district. Danapur, if you break it down further, from Danapur, Ritlal Roy from RJD is leading. From Bikram, Siddharth Saurabh from BJP is leading. From Bakhtiyarpur, Arun Kumar is from LJP is leading. So these are the candidates who are leading from Patna district. And if you break it down further, from Gaya, if we talk about, let's see who is leading from Gaya. All right, so data was loading. So from both Gaya, Shyamdeo Paswan from LJP is leading. From Imamganj, Deepa Kumari from Ham is leading. From Gurua, Upendra Prasad from BJP is leading. Mostly, if you see, the names you see would be the candidates from BJP and JDU. And if you go to Bhagalpur also, so these are the candidates from the Bhagalpur district who are leading. So mostly you'll see majority of the BJP candidates here also. So this is primarily the gist, and it can change again, like I said earlier. And if you have a look at the vote share also, it was 40% when we spoke earlier. So 23% vote share. Remember, we got the bumper voting this time around in Bihar elections 2025, historic first, around 69% in the second phase of the poll. So JDU with 19%, LJP 6% vote share, Congress 8%, RJD has 23%.
Time, let's tell our viewers about it. Then there is news coming in that Tejasvi Prasad Yadav, the leader of the RJD, is trailing hugely when it comes to the Raghopur seat that he had won twice in a go earlier in 2020 and 2015. Now he is trailing by approximately 10,000 votes is what we are given to understand. Now remember, this is a major disappointment for Tejasvi Yadav, for the RJD and also the Mahagathbandhan. But before that, let's tell you that NDA has moved past the 3/4 majority mark in early trends, and RJD's Tejasvi Yadav is trailing by over 10,000 votes from Raghopur. Now remember, this is one seat on which Tejasvi Yadav had won twice in a go in 2015 and 2020. And who is defeating him? It is BJP's Satish Kumar Yadav, who had won this seat in 2010. He had won then for the JDU, is now defeating Tejasvi Yadav, it seems, of the RJD. Remember, Satish Kumar Yadav had in 2010 on JDU ticket won the seat, and then he had defeated Tejasvi's mother and former Bihar Chief Minister Rabri Devi. So after defeating Tejasvi's mother Rabri Devi in 2010 election, as JDU candidate, Satish Kumar is now in the BJP and defeating son and leader of the RJD, Tejasvi Yadav. So that is the big breaking news coming in. Things can still change, but it's unlikely because many rounds of voting have already taken place. Gautam Roy, correspondent, is there on ground. Gautam, how many rounds of voting have already taken place? And considering this news from Raghopur, that will be a big disappointment for Tejasvi, for RJD and for Mahagathbandhan until things overturn with time.
Well, as far as I know, the halfway markets have not been reached, but a considerable number of rounds have taken place for different seats. It is, of course, perhaps now in the double digits, but the halfway market still to be reached. So still quite a few rounds to go. But what is now emerged as the picture as far as the entire future assembly of Bihar is concerned could only perhaps consolidate. It may not change because the change might not be at that dramatic that things would take to that extent when there's a significant swing, 2+% perhaps, in the favor of the NDA, which essentially means a 2/3 majority or beyond could go into unprecedented domains as well, with the way certain networks, news networks are projecting up to 189, 190 seats as well for the NDA. And this sort of a setback, the one that you mentioned in Raghopur, for the RJD and for the Mahagathbandhan taken together will be massive, because that puts into question everything that the RJD has been claiming, the Mahagathbandhan has been claiming, the Congress has been claiming, be it vote chori or be it how Sushashan Babu is not Sushashan Babu, he's Kushasan Babu, his rule has been bad for the state of Bihar. Everything gets turned on its head, and they have to question themselves as to what sort of a record have they got themselves into in terms of laying claim to the seat of power in Bihar. The record that his parents had, both Lalu and Rabi, that perhaps is something that is tainting the legacy that Teshwasi is trying to take forward. Perhaps his own conduct, the way he, after the elections, claimed that he will be definitely taking oath on the 18th. So that's sort of an arrogance perhaps also being questioned. Whether these allies have been able to transfer votes to each other is again a big question, because the Congress has never done well, even in alliance with the RJD or the Mahagathbandhan. Even the last time, its hit rate was very poor, and this time around, the way things are going, it seems it will remain quite abysmal. It's just that the 10-odd%, slightly less than 10% vote share is something that the Congress still holds on to Bihar, but it does not give it the capability to win seats when it fights alone, and it doesn't seem to have the capability to win seats or convert nominations to wins, even when it is in a Mahagathbandhan. So again, big questions if these sort of results, trailing by over nearly 10,000 votes in Raghupur for Tejasvi, bears out.
Right, Gautam, do stay on. We'll come back to you in a bit. But we're getting to 11:30 a.m. Let me quickly recap the big takeaways at this moment. One has been reporting here on DD India. The BJP-led NDA combined leading on 191 seats and counting, going way past the 3/4 mark as well. This is a decisive victory, a sweep, as it were, if the trends hold, and which in more likelihood it will. The other factor to notice is that Tejasvi Prasad Yadav is behind, is trailing by more than 10,000 votes. The voters seeming to suggest that they will not want to return to the jungle Raj of the RJD. Prashant Kishore of the Jan Swaraj Party yet to open their account. The Mahila, the new MY combination, Mahila and Yuva, voting decisively in large numbers in favor of the NDA. The twin issues of vote chori, or vote theft as it were, and the special intensive revision not resonating with voters at all on the ground. And last but not the least, as our guest Ms. Iyer is pointing out, a cause for introspection within the opposition camp as well, in particular the Indian National Congress led by Rahul Gandhi.
Absolutely. And if I may add here, Chirag Paswan of the LJP would be a happy man because the party had scored just 1 and now it's leading on 23 seats. And of course, the happiest would be Nitish Kumar because JDU had 140 plus seats. Now, of course, it is at well over 70 seats, that is 75 seats is what the JDU is leading on. We'll take a breather at this point in time, but our special broadcast on the Bihar counting will continue. Stay tuned.
When we stop seeing ourselves as separate from the world around us, caring for our planet becomes caring for our own existence. So today, let's meet people who are showing us even small steps can bring about lasting change.
I left the teaching job, started protecting palm trees. I began creating awareness among children in schools and colleges why palm trees are important and why we should care about saving them.
This habitat develops on its own inside the vortex pool. There's water moss on the walls and here on the bottom. The moss growth on the walls and bottom is proof that the water quality really is improving.
Past, we didn't know what conservation was or how to preserve or protect the wildlife. Now, through this restoration site, we are trying our best to carry forward a legacy of protecting the environment.
Welcome to the fascinating world of Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Unravel the rich history.
Welcome back. You're watching the continuous coverage here on DD India of the counting day taking place in Bihar. Remember, when reports last came in, the BJP-led NDA leading on 199 seats. And early trends show the NDA races past the 3/4 majority mark.
Absolutely. Let's look at the headlines. In the eastern state of Bihar, early trends show National Democratic Alliance or the NDA races past 3/4 majority mark in trends as counting is underway amid tight security.
Stellar performance by the BJP and the JDU as the RJD and the Congress fall behind in early trends. Celebrations underway in both JDU and the BJP offices.
Delhi bomber Dr. Umar Muhammad's house in Jammu and Kashmir demolished by security forces. Two hybrid terrorists, Shabir Najar and Shabir Mir, arrested on Thursday.
And security tightened across Delhi as probe into the deadly Red Fort blast expands. Traffic police asks travellers to reach early to avoid queues at airports and railway stations.
And there is news coming in. The NDA is ahead in 28 out of 36 minority-dominated seats. And with that, the NDA is closing in on the 3/4 majority mark in trends, leading on 190 constituencies. So this is extremely important that out of 36 minority seats in Bihar, NDA is ahead on a majority of them. Besides that, RJD's Tejasvi Yadav continues to trail on Raghopur, the seat he had won twice in a go earlier. And NDA, the National Democratic Alliance, poised for a massive victory. NDA is ahead in 28 out of 36 minority-dominated seats. Now, this is extremely crucial. In fact, I remember if we can take to the discussion now with Shekhar Ayarji, even last time around in Simanchal, AIM-IM had done well, and Simanchal is a region with minority seats. But at the same time, the NDA had done better than the Mahagathbandhan. So are we seeing again the social arithmetic playing out in such a way that the opposition vote has been split? The AIM-IM could do it in 2020. It had made its debut in 2015, but in 2020 we saw that split happening. Many people from the minority community choosing AIM-IM to the Congress or the RJD. Also, perhaps this could have played out this time because Tejasvi Yadav had announced a deputy CM, which was not from that minority community. So, do you think that even the minorities in a sense are disenchanted now with the Mahagathbandhan?
No, you are right, Munmun. Not just the OVC factor or the AIM factor. Also, what the ground reports we were getting was that a lot of Muslims were supporting Nitish Kumar. See, there has been a positive vote from the minority committee for Nitish Kumar, particularly JDU. And the fact that OVC was seeking an entry into the Mahagathbandhan. He wanted to meet Lalu Prasad Yadav, but Lalu did not give him time. And OVC felt that because, the campaign of Mahagathbandhan was, there are two RSS in this Simanchal. One is the big RSS and there is small RSS. And they are repeatedly referring to OVC as the small RSS.
Right.
But what was coming out clear was particularly voters belonging to minority sections did not have any big reasons to be unhappy with the Nitish Kumar government. And they were feeling that in terms of rollout of various schemes, various programs, various welfare measures, minorities were as much feeling that they were beneficiaries of these programs like any other sections of the society. So therefore, somewhere along, and Mahagathbandhan also, this time they didn't want to play up this, I would say, the minority issue. They were also worried that should not give strength to NDA. But it's interesting that you say
that the minority community has voted for Nitish Kumar. Would you say the same for women in the minority community particularly, considering the decisions that even the NDA government at the centre has taken, like on the Waqf board, for instance, or on triple talaq?
No, definitely, Munmun, when it comes to women voters, you have seen a trend in Bihar. It cuts across caste and religion. women voters by themselves, they have felt that a number of issues, whether it is prohibition or whether it is their empowerment through these Didi schemes, Jivika Didi. So there are several things that have happened in the last 15 years or so, which made them feel, no matter what the caste background is, what the community background, or even the region background, women voters in a whole lock, stock and barrel were with Nitish Kumar. No doubt about it. And they were equally concerned about the opposition campaign about Nitish Kumar's health. A number of reporters who went across these regions, they always found women were solidly behind Nitish Kumar, and they always even prayed for his future. They said that he should continue. And all this talk by Jan Swaraj Party, particularly Prashant Kishore saying that we would even consider reviewing prohibition, lifting of prohibition. Because prohibition was a big game changer in terms of domestic harmony.
So even the MGB manifesto is promising a review of
there may be economic reasons on this issue, but in terms of the, if you go at the rural Bihar level, the feeling was prohibition has done a great good by making these men more sober, leading to family economies improving. These are the factors which, of course, there were a lot of talk about how the prohibition was being implemented, how it had given rise to the illicit liquor industry, etc., etc. But in terms of how women perceived these issues, which was what in terms of the family economy, in terms of the problems they were facing from the manfolk, it was a solid yes for Nitish Kumar, and that is getting reflected in this election.
Indeed. Let's get some more perspectives on the Bihar elections. Significantly, for instance, Bihar is witnessing massive change during assembly elections from Jungle Raj to 0 repolls. Now, in 1985, for instance, 63 deaths were recorded and repolling took place on 156 booths.
In the 1990 Bihar elections, 87 deaths were recorded. Then in 1995 Bihar elections, former Chief Election Commissioner of India T.N. Seshan postponed Bihar elections 4 times due to unprecedented violence and electoral malpractices.
And again in 2005 Bihar elections, repolling was done on 660 booths because of violence and malpractice. Massive change is being witnessed this year with 0 repolls and 0 violence.
Our correspondent Siddharth Bharadwaj spoke to BJP's national spokesperson Shehzad Poonawala on the changed scenario. Listen in.
I have with me BJP national spokesperson Shehzad Poonawala. Let's talk to him. Sir, how are you seeing the numbers that are coming in now? Celebration is
a vote for pro-incumbency ever since Narendra Modi ji has come to the scene of Indian politics in 2014. We are seeing that 3 times the government has been formed in the center. Gujarat government repeated, Madhya Pradesh repeated, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana repeated, Assam repeated, Tripura repeated, Maharashtra repeated. This shows that even after performing for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, if the governments are being repeated, it is the pro-incumbency, the performance, delivery and aspiration that is being created by Narendra Modi-led NDA government, and that is why you are seeing this kind of result that is coming about. And it is also a rejection of the Katta Raj and Jangal Raj of Lalu Prasad Yadav. People still have very bad memories of it, and they do not want to repeat any mistakes that they had seen or had felt 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Sir, we have seen the historic voter turnout from women this time. What does that reflect?
It is a constant journey of women empowerment, gender justice that the NDA stands for. Right from 2005 onwards, we are empowering the women, giving them cycle, giving them uniform, giving them reservation in panchayat, police thanas, and today giving them the 10,000 rupees so that they can start their own business, giving them reservation in parliament. So on one hand, we can say that SIM is provided by NDA, Sushasan, Imandari, Mahila Sashaktikarana. On the other hand, it is DIM. DIM is provided by Mahagathbandhan. It is dynasty, infighting and Mafia Raj, and people want Mahila Suraksha, not Mafia Raj.
Thank you so much for talking to DD India. That was National BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawala, who said that the people of Bihar have clearly given their support to the NDA government. With camera person Bimlesh, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in New Delhi.
Now, DD India's Deepika Mehto spoke with BJP's Dr. Rameshwar Kumar from Siwan. He highlighted how the lead is because of the effective governance of Chief Minister Nitish Kumar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Take a listen.
We are at the BJP headquarters here in Patna, and right now we have with us Dr. Kumar, who also happens to be the BJP member from Siwan and have come here to celebrate this almost victory of BJP. How do you see the results? How do you look at the results, the 3-mark figure that BJP has already attained?
This is the victory of 20 years good governance by Nitish Kumar and our beloved Prime Minister Modi ji. And I think it's a victory of Bihar, and this was needed for the Bihar.
What actually worked for the NDA? Is it all the schemes proposed and initiated by the Nitish government, or is it the double-engine government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
Both together has done the magic, I think, and it was my prediction right from the beginning कि कितना भी कोई गाल बजाएगा पर मोदी ही आएगा बिहार में, and the people are propagating lot of things, but I think finally the people of the Bihar has given its verdict for the Bihar, I think.
And how has the MY factor, the Mahila and youth factor played this time?
That is really because I think the ladies, women are always with Nitish Kumar, because he is always worked for the like for the alcohol prohibitions or lot of things he has done for the women empowerment. And youth has also, because the opposite party has tried to mislead the youth, but I think the youth has gone the right, chosen the right path.
Right, Mr. Iyer, since we're hearing a lot about this new MY combination, M for Mahila and Y for Yuva, as opposed to the earlier combination of Muslim and Yadav. Let's talk a bit about the youth in that case. Now, we have 3 younger people, relatively speaking, in the race. One was Chirag Paswan, the other was Tejasvi Yadav, and the third was Prashant Kishore of the Jan Swaraj Party. How do you think these 3 young people performed, especially Jan Swaraj Party, a complete fizzle, you would say?
No, in terms of the issues that were raised, I mean, the youth wanting better quality education, better opportunities, better avenues for skill development, that aspirational class has been growing in Bihar, and largely because of the kind of changes the Bihar has seen under Nitish Kumar for the last 20 years. That's one. Number 2 is, at the end of the day, the question even among first-time voters as well as these aspiring youth is, who will deliver? See, that this election is also about delivery. People can promise you the moon, but if you go by the track record, they can't even reach the treetop. So therefore, in terms of issues this election has thrown up, those issues are real, and those issues are, I would say, whether it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi or Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, they are very seized of this. And if you look at the NDA manifesto, that largely reflects this aspirational class. But at the same time, the question that will remain, who will deliver? And if that question has been answered by the voters of Bihar today, that is the NDA that can do it.
Yes. So what do you think happens now? Can there be any surprises now? Or because we've heard from Prime Minister on the campaign trail, he said that this is a campaign of Narendra and Nitish. So thereby hinting that there would be no change of guard, that change of guard is not what the plan is. So do you think that now with Nitish as Chief Minister, there would be 2 Deputy Chief Ministers or 3 Deputy Chief Ministers, considering that LJP also has done well? This time around, we know that Nitish was the Chief Minister. There were 2 Deputy Chief Ministers from the BJP, and the BJP had done better than the JDU in the last election. But this time, we are seeing that the JDU again is the second party. It is not topping the charts. BJP is topping the charts. So how could things change from here?
Well, you are likely to see more younger ministers. As far as the issue of Deputy CM, it will be largely left to the BJP leadership as well as the JDU leadership to decide who among the newly elected MLAs should...
Do you think Chirag Paswan will lay a claim to Deputy CM position?
Not at this stage.
Okay.
I don't see, because he's a union minister there. And he has always been saying that he wants to shift to Bihar. But I think he will bide his time. He knows he has the future on his side, he has the age on his side. At the moment, what we are going to see is, yes, you will have an NDA government under Nitish Kumar, but a lot of changes in terms of new ministers. And I would expect the younger lot of MLAs who have won, this time, they will get a chance, because there is a lot to be done. You see, in terms of challenge, this kind of mandate throws a big challenge. There are huge expectation based on past performance, But at the same time, the expectation want a greater performance. That's the message of this election. Munmun.
We forgot another relatively younger person, we are told, is Congress's Rahul Gandhi. Introspection time for him?
Well, I think, yes, definitely, they will have to go back to the drawing board, and they will have to give up all these issues like vote chori and all, which did not have any resonance.
So with the benefit of hindsight, what would you say the campaign did not click for the opposition alliance? Where did they go wrong?
Yeah, Rajesh, I would say, they wasted a lot of time on non-issues which Tejasvi himself felt, like Rahul Gandhi undertaking yatra on vote chori, which did not resonate. That is one. Number two, this coalition could have acted in greater cohesion. That was, definitely missing. At one point, you remember Lalu and Tejasvi traveled to Delhi for an audience with Rahul. And then Rahul was frequently out of the country. I believe even as some BJP leader was saying, he's again out. This kind of part-time, approach to these elections, then coming back with saying, I will throw hydrogen bomb, I'll throw this bomb or that bomb, questioning the very system. But everybody knows, whether it is Haryana or Bihar, the basic issues, the basic organizational ills which is afflicting the Congress has not been addressed. And also, this election is also, shows that NDA succeeded in showing this dynastic aspect of whether it is RJD or the Congress. This whole dynastic politics is no longer, people are just fed up, and this is happening to the first family of RJD. You can see, and within the family you have seen Tej Pratap went out. Yeah. His sister Rohini Acharya, she was upset with how some leaders like Sanjay Yadav have gained a lot of control or influence over Tejasvi Yadav. And I am told one more thing about this time is Rahul Gandhi, in order to blunt the opposition criticism about dynastic politics, because he doesn't count, he is part of the dynastic politics. So in terms of distribution of ticket, I am told that they went for greenhorns rather than, for established families who have a tremendous kind of hold over the Congress machinery. Therefore,
even Tejasvi Yadav tried to do this because there were reports that for ticket distribution, he was choosing just one person from within the family. But people would see through this, and they would see through that whether this is tokenism or not.
So I think this is the time for introspection, and this is also a moment where RJD has to go beyond looking at Lalu family as the trailblazer. And as far as Congress is concerned, I think it's again and again pointing out that whether Rahul Gandhi is in charge himself or he has a proxy by way of Mallikarjun Kharge, the thing is they will have to examine these issues, because there is a need for a strong opposition. There is a need for an opposition that looks at issues, not at attempting to pull down the system. And you saw the last few days how some RJD leaders were even threatening officials, Tejasvi himself saying, which all goes to show they were unnerved by the people's response. I think Mahagathbandhan knew what was happening, what was coming, but they are not prepared for this kind of a situation.
Right, let's now get to the latest from the BJP office here in New Delhi, where my colleague Siddharth Bharadwaj is standing by. Siddharth, what's the latest you can share with our viewers?
Oh, Ramesh, people here are, party leaders and senior party leaders and party workers. They're really, really excited, as the trends are coming in. They're pretty confident, and they're saying that the NDA is definitely making the government in the state of Bihar. And, since morning itself, Ramesh, you've seen the report. Our viewers have seen my report wherein the jalebis and sattu paratha were being distributed to everyone who were coming here, including the media personnel as well. And people here, the party leaders are coming in large numbers. They have started coming in large numbers, and they're very much confident and happy. And like I said, the celebration is not happening as of now, but apart from that, everything is happening. People are really, really happy. The party workers, the senior leaders are really, really excited. They are saying that in Bihar this time around, people have voted for the development, and people have clearly given their majority to the NDA, and NDA is going to make the government there in Bihar. Bihar, they have also said that these elections are historic in terms of voter turnout. We have seen the voter turnout, Ramesh, 67.13 in total, and women voters 71%, 8.8% roughly more than the men voter turnout. So that clearly goes on to show that how aware the people of Bihar have become over the time, and also with scheme being launched by the state, including the Mukhyamantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana and the schemes at the center, which also includes Ujjwala Yojana and some other schemes, have certainly empowered women, and people in Bihar are clearly voting for the development. They said when I was at ground zero that they are very, very happy with the way the government is working, but there is always a room for development, and they want better infrastructure, better road infrastructure, education, and also migration, which clearly remains the major issue. And on top of that, stability and calmness in the state is a priority for everyone. When I had a word with people there, including the first time voters and the women who were coming out in large numbers and voting and casting their vote, they are saying that we are very, very happy, and we are voting certainly for more and more development. And the first time voters were really, really excited to vote. We have seen certainly that in the voter turnout, the percentage that has come out, historic voter turnout that we have witnessed in these assembly elections, Ramesh. And here at the BJP headquarters, the mood is absolutely electric. It's just that the celebration is not happening, but it's there in the minds of everyone. Ramesh.
Yes, Siddharth, what are you picking up on what the BJP is thinking now, maybe in terms of, say, the Deputy Chief Ministerial candidates? Because we know that there are two Deputy Chief Ministers of BJP in Bihar, Samrat Chaudhary and Vijay Kumar Sinha. Are they looking at more numbers, fewer numbers, more alliance partners taking up this position? What are you hearing on what BJP is planning next in Bihar?
Well, definitely, Munmun, when I had a word recently with the national BJP spokesperson, Shehzad Poonawala, and in that interview, he clearly said that the people of Bihar has voted for development. People of Bihar, they don't want jungle Raj, as he quoted. And he said that, there's a new change coming in the state of Bihar, and that's the reason why people are coming in large numbers and voting. As far as the trends are concerned, they are evolving, and the senior party leaders and all the party leaders, they are expecting numbers to grow, numbers to become more and more. And that is what they are saying here at the BJP headquarters. And like I said, the mood is absolutely electric. The party leaders, when they're coming, they're having smiles on their faces, everyone, and they're happily also sharing what the government has done, including the welfare outreach by the BJP and the NDA there in the state of Bihar and also at the center. And they're saying that is the reason why women are coming out in large numbers. They're really, really happy, really excited about the schemes that have been launched, and it is directly impacting their households in a positive manner, and that's the reason why they are coming massively and voting. We've shown you at ground zero as well in the second phase when I was there how systematically the voting was being done. Credit goes to the Election Commission of India. No repolls like Ramesh just mentioned a while back. No repolls, and that clearly shows how orderly the elections took place. And as far as the security is concerned, I also told you, Munmun, earlier as well, from webcasting to the real-time monitoring to people not allowing to take their smartphones inside the polling booths, the security was absolutely tight during the polls, and people were coming out in large numbers. That clearly goes on to show that people are now aware of their vote. People are now, people know the value of their vote, and we can clearly see that in the voter turnout. So yeah, all in all, the absolutely electric atmosphere here at the BJP headquarters with party leaders and all the workers are saying that BJP is, NDA absolutely is making the government in the state of Bihar. The lotus is absolutely blooming.
All right, let's wrap it up for our viewers there. Siddharth, thank you so much for your update. We'll keep coming back to you for more as we go along. But one last comment from you, Mr. Iyer. How would you sum up as we approach the end of this segment of our broadcast? What would you say are the main takeaways from the leads and results coming in at this moment?
Well, performance matters to voters.
Delivery,
and also continuous efforts to improve your capacity building in terms of programs and in terms of innovative ideas. Because right now I just saw a Jan Swaraj concluding, this is a 10,000 rupee election, in the sense this big announcement about 10,000 rupees for Mahila. This is a game changer. And also, Ramesh, this time the left front has also done badly in some of the constituencies. Unless the left group, which consists of CPIML, CPM and CPI, they were always secure about their seats.
Right.
But this time that has also gone down.
Right. We'll leave it at that then, but our special coverage will continue on the Bihar counting process. News and updates will continue. We'll thank Siddharth for joining us and Shekhar ji for the moment at least. Thank you so much for joining us.